Hello, this is Doug, the Scrappy Pappy, and today I'm going to show you how to make a jig to hold down your motors when cutting the outer casing and the windings off. What I did is I found a piece of scrap 2x10, which is actually 9 3/4 by 1.5 inches by 36 inches long. I cut off 10 inches of it to make the two wedges. And there's the 10 by 9 3/4. I also gave it some space on the back side so I can clamp it down, and I centered them on the board. And then when I mounted them to the baseboard with sheetrock screws. I use like 3-inch and 4-inch sheetrock screws. There's an 1.5 inch gap between them, so the motor will cradle in very nice on it. And as you can see, it's going to cradle right there and sit level on the board. No, hardly any air underneath it. So when I cut these wedges, I got them 3/4 off the center line, made it 1.5 inches. And you want to make sure the grain goes this way, because when you screw up from the bottom with the 4-inch or 3-inch screws, it doesn't split the wood. And underneath, there's where I screwed through on the center line. And I also added 4 screws to the corners to level it. This piece of wood was warped, so I had to do that. But it also keeps the U-bolt nuts there from hitting the surface, and it will give it a better secure base. And this will be clamped to your table with C-clamps. I use like 8-inch C-clamps. Now I have two 2-inch U-bolts, and there's the backing plate. And the wood was actually, you know, they call it 2x, but it's actually 1 3/4 inches. So the 2-inch U-bolts were perfect going through it. Then what I did is drill the holes, attach the 4-inch eye bolts to it, and then threaded the back side to secure that eye bolt into its position. And that's on the center line. And it's actually and then this piece of metal here is actually in the scrap. And so instead of buying metal, I did that and drilled the hole. Now these U-bolts also are about 1 inch from the end side of the wood. Now you can see how I'm going to just place this motor winding down, and I have the back one already threaded somewhat. And it cradles right into there. I just get it right flat, dead center. Put my other 4-inch U-bolt, or not U-bolt, eye bolt through, and wing nut it down. Now when you're putting these wing nuts on it, you don't have to crank it down, just nice hand thumb tight, because it's not going to go anywhere once you get that secured. And now there it is. And then I just clamp this whole thing to the table, and bada bing, bada boom. And now we're going to show you how it works. I'm going to cut that way, and then cut the copper off that way. All right, now watch how fast this one goes. It's going to cut straight through, no problem. It's pretty secure. You see I have 1 clamp down. I couldn't find my other one, but 2 is better. This was going pretty fast here. Bam. Cutting the copper off, place it in, I cut the top side up, it'll go down to the steel bar, not quite to the steel bar, and then I unloosen it and rotate it 180 degrees and cut the other side off. And that's it. Thanks for watching. please subscribe, like, and share if you can. Also, I'll be coming up with some more videos in the future, so please stay tuned.